Hello, this is part 3 of Designated Survivor 60 Days. I do want to have an update. If you recently found out if you are actually a Designated Survivor fan of the original series, it has been canceled by Netflix, which could or could not, because obviously we haven't got to the end of Designated Survivor, so we don't know if how long they're going to go, if they're going to have a second season, because obviously usually for Korean dramas it's only 16 episodes. We may get 30 depending on how things are, but because it's going through the first season of Designated Survivor pretty well, and it only had I think 4 or 5, and also we don't know. It depends on how, because the structure of Korea's legal system and how things are is different. Obviously, the whole presidency storyline of will continue. Spoiler, obviously, and could. So we're gonna find out as soon as we have any news about that. We'll figure that out. But I just want to tell you that the original show is canceled on Netflix, and we will see. Let's get back into part 3, because it sounds like we're going to have a part 4. We're already at a minute. Basically, Cha Young keeps confronting the president and saying, you're the right man for the job. And originally, the last episode, he was telling him, like, you're too good of a man. And now, he through a flashback, you find out that Cha Young's wife said that she promised herself that her son would never be hurt, and that's what he doesn't want him to be hurt anymore, and to find out that in a public way that he is not his father would hurt him, and that's what he promised his wife he would never do. He would never be that guy. And the interesting thing about it is the original leaks had something to do with the presidency. So through the series, the episode, they are still trying to figure out who did it, and they assume that Secretary An actually did it, and he keeps on saying, like, I didn't do it. I don't know who did it. Somebody out here doing it, but it ain't me. And, I know back before, yeah, that was me, but I have not been doing it. And so, once again, Cha Young talks to her and to his previous secretary, Josu, and Josu goes to the person, goes back to the person in charge that used to be, and basically tells her, stop running to me. First of all, I'm not the person in charge of this shit no more. And 2, your job is to protect the president. You can't protect the president by running to the next person. Your job is to be proactive. So push the issue to figure out, to get him, Cha Young, to get there. So it's about 3 times that they do it. She keeps pushing. They have something to eat. And she keeps pushing. She keeps pushing. And the funny thing is, after she talks to him, they go back. They have another flashback, and Park is babysitting his wife's son, and he hurts his ear, and he has a freak out, and he runs to the hospital because he needs to get stitches. It's a lot of blood. Cartilage bleeds really bad. And no, not ear, but eye. Excuse me. And during that time, as he's killing the doctors, out of nowhere, his son grabs him, and that's the first time he feels like, because everyone's calling him dad, and that's the first time he truly feels like a dad. And on that day, the funny thing is, he was going to propose to her, and so when she finally gets there, she's in a huff, and she's like, "Is everything okay?" He's like, "Yes," and he gets up and he proposes, and he says, with this ring, I'm not only marrying you, I'm marrying your son, and I promise, just like you promised to never hurt him, I promise to never hurt him. And he tells that to the former secretary, and he tells him, like, you have to make a decision that's what's best for everyone, and what's best. And he tells him, like, every decision I've made has been, what's the worst case scenario? What's less worse? I just want to make a decision what's best for him and not care about what everybody else is doing. And that really resonates with everyone. I got to get to part 4 because this is ridiculous amount of information in one episode. So yeah, we're going to do a part 4. Sorry about that, everyone.